Alrighty, so welcome on board all you guys, and let's get into the crux of it all. So ebooks, let's start with these guys. Troy, what have we got? Pre-meetings and have been going well. We got told yesterday by Potential how impressed they were with the way the meeting was presented and structured. Boom, there you go. There you go, Paul. It's working well. That's Troy talking about his pre-meeting stuff. Troy, I might unmute you in a little bit and you can walk us through kind of a few of the nitty-grittier specifics of what went down in that meeting. So ebooks. Hope you guys have got your pen and paper out because this will be a replay, but it's important that you get some notes as we go. So why you need them? Well, what they're going to do for you is they're going to get the details of the hottest leads, okay? They're going to help you keep your funnel full, build authority, and reduce price sensitivity. They're really important little tools in the builder's customer value maximizer that we covered last week. So just as a recap, the place that the ebook sits is in the subscription zone. Okay, it's in that call to action, that offer part. All right, so as you may remember from the webinar last week, everything in terms of our marketing goes from awareness, and that's like when we just are driving our vans around, people see our site signage, they see us on Facebook, they might Google search us, and Google AdWords helps us pop up. Then they go into engagement, whether or not the stuff that we're putting out there, whether or not the stuff that they see is any good, okay? And I use the example of the site sign, basic logo, website, and call Rob on 021 is bad, but a good one would be picture of your work, image of yourselves, ebook featured on it, okay? And that's the reason why someone's going to get in touch with us, the subscription part. So what is the call to action? Why am I going to get in touch with you guys, okay, when there's so many other builders out there? That's the subscription, and there's an offer with it. And then we're going up to conversion. That's where the sales process starts, okay? And from then on, it's another story. And if you want to have a look closely at that, then I recommend you look back at last week's webinar on exactly this. We went through all of this quite in depth with a few examples and resources. So the ebook, it is your offer, it is your call to action. It's the reason why someone is going to take action and get in touch with you, okay? And it's really some of the only marketing that changes very regularly. You're always going to have your site signage up. You're always going to have your vans driving around. There's always going to be a website up, okay? And the content and the offer on those probably won't change a lot, but the offer in your ebook, or the reason why I should get in touch with you, will change regularly. It might change based on the seasons, okay? Whether you're going into winter or coming into summer. It might change based on rules, regulations, for example, the Health and Safety Act last year and all the changes that went on around that, okay? It might change based on your target market, right? So if there's a lot of development going in and you're finding that they're retirees or whether they're young families, everyone's going to have a different reason why, a different pain point, a different thing that creates a reaction from them. That's what changes at this point, okay? So as an example, there are probably three cool, good examples that that are available for download on the members site, but you can check out as well. One is from Hammer Homes in Whitianga, okay? That's Richard and Hannah, okay? So Hammer Homes in Whitianga, they got the 6 crucial points to ensure a seamless build. All right, Whitianga, a lot of holiday homes going in, and they found that they tested that against an offer which was 6 points to your renovation something, but they found that a seamless build worked really well. It was exactly the same content on the inside, but the offer, the title, this one worked better. And they tested that on Facebook, and we're going to go into that in a little bit, just in a moment. Russ's right in front in the middle there, Auckland renovation mistakes and how to avoid them by Russell Clark. Okay, so by Russell Clark, by his name, ascends him from generalist to specialist authority to celebrity. He's written a book. Crikey, you must know what he's talking about, right? And then Homeworks here by Gordon Sanson, 7 costly mistakes to avoid when building a home, okay? Now, in terms of the offer on the front end here, 7 costly mistakes to avoid when building a home, it's okay, it's not great, but the content inside of it is some of the best copywriting I've seen from one of our members in quite a while, and that's available on the members site as a PDF to have a gander at and potentially S&D, but it's swipe and deploy there. So 3 really good examples here. One example from Hammer Homes of making sure that the offer matches your target market, okay? People for holiday homes just want it taken care of, okay? Seamless build. Russ is very specific to his target market as well. Auckland renovation mistakes and how to avoid them. Crikey, that would be useful if I'm doing a renovation in Auckland. Do you need consent? Choosing the right architect, building contracts, communication issues, all of that's going to be answered in there. Well, I've got no idea about any of that stuff, okay? So I'm going to download that because if I'm in Auckland and I want to do a renovation, the offer is really matching what I want to learn about, okay? And Gordon in Napier up here from Homeworks, they do design and build stuff, house and land packages, 7 costly mistakes and how to avoid them when building a home, all right? His content's really good and I recommend looking at the inside of his book. So in terms of doing our cover page, there's a few tools that you can use. I would recommend using Fiverr.com to do the image, and you want it to be a PNG. So I'm going to show you now really quickly. Fiverr.com. Cool, so I'm going to Fiverr.com here, all right? We've got a login, and you can search for graphics and design, okay? And you can find ebook covers, okay? And what they'll do is they'll do 3D ebooks for you. Covers about $5. So graphics and design, there we go, ebook cover. So I will create a 3D ebook cover from you. It's going to basically make it look 3D, okay? Which is going to make it look like a really real thing. Super valuable to download and super useful to get hold of. If we get it as a PNG, we can put it onto our site sign, we can put it onto our vans, we can put it onto our sponsorship and other things. This is the reason why someone's going to get in touch with us, okay? So I'd typically go sort by average customer review because there's literally hundreds here to choose from. This guy's still at the top, okay? 5-star, 4,000 plus reviews. All right, jump in here. So what have we got? We got the basic for $5 US, 1-day delivery, unlimited revisions, 2D and 3D ebook covers, print ready image, $5. $10 is going to get us and the source file, okay? So including the editable Photoshop file for future edits, that's pretty helpful. And $25 is going to basically get you, we'll get different 3D models like spiral, CD. Okay, so it like this on that image, it's going to be on a spiral bound book, it's going to be on a tablet, whatever. So rather than you mucking around and trying to do this, let me know if this is helpful. $5 US is going to get you your ebook cover printed onto, making it look like a real book. So if you want it to look like this, you're thinking, cool, but how do I actually make it look any good? Well, it's on Fiverr.com, okay? Now, what do you put in them? Okay, so we want to use the SAGE checklist, okay? Short, actionable, goal-orientated, and easy. So you want it to be short, so they're actually going to dive in and consume it, and they're not going to just go, oh, I'll check it out later. So 1 page to 6 pages is good. Anything more than 12, it's sort of something that we're going to go, oh yeah, it looks useful, but I might look at it later. Okay, it also means less work for you, which is awesome. So we want your ebooks to be short. Okay, we want them to be actionable. So stuff like fill in the blank worksheets or assignments work really well. We found that and this goes on your postcards as well, sort of an involvement device. All right, a checklist to go through to see if you're ready for a renovation, a checklist to go through to see sort of where you're going to be at with your new build. Is a renovation, are you ready for a renovation or a new build? Okay, and it could be a flow chart or something, and there's easy platforms that can make flow charts for you to do that sort of stuff. So something that is actionable and got, shows them what they need to do to get something done. Okay, and we can talk a bit more in depth about that specifically for you guys if you want. If you have any questions, remember, post them into the comments at the moment. We want it to be goal orientated, okay? So it's the first steps towards achieving a big goal and getting a home or new build or renovation done, okay? So basically, we want to title it whatever that person's objective is going to be. If they want a home, they want a new build, then we're going to title it, 7 things to do prior to your renovation, prior to your new build. And we want it to be easy enough for a beginner or a child to do, okay? I'm not saying that everyone's not really clever, but we just want it to be super straightforward, okay? So let's follow the SAGE checklist, the SAGE sort of application when we're doing our offers, when we're doing our ebooks: short, actionable, goal orientated, and easy. So we have a template that we're actually building at the moment and will be available on Friday, and it's going to be your 1-page sort of involvement device that you can post to your Facebook page or whatever. Now, if you're wanting the best template that we have at the moment, then you're going to follow this structure here. And this will be is available for download. It is a ebook template that a few of you guys will have access to already, and follows this structure. So starts with a meet the owner, okay, because we want to know, we always want to answer 4 key things for people at this stage of the educational sort of information search phase. Who are you? Who is your team? How can I trust you? And how can you help me specifically? Okay, who are you? Who is your team? How can I trust you? How can you help me specifically? So who are you? Meet the owner. All right, we're also going to have the magic story of your company and your business. All right, it's going to pull back the curtain, add some disclosure, and build some trust. People buy from those that they know, like, and trust. So that's what we want to do at this point. Meet the team, okay, and also intro your network. So meet the team. Who is in your team and when are you going to meet them? Who's your leading hand? Who's your foreman? Who's your project manager? Who's your QS? What is the benefit of having this person on your team, and when are you going to meet them in the build process? You're going to meet Craig. This is Craig. He's our foreman, and you're going to meet him. He's going to be the person running your job, and you'll probably see him 5 days of the week, unless he's taken a day off to hang out with his young family. Or he's gone fishing, because that's what he does in the weekend, sort of thing. And then a little bit from Craig. Hi, I'm Craig. I enjoy it. Whatever. We're pulling back the curtain. We're disclosing some personal information, which really builds trust. Okay, and it's getting everyone to go, oh, okay. So it's not just, Jamie. Where's Jamie? Where's Jamie? No, it's not about that. It's about you and your team. Okay, and that you've got the process in place and a team in place to help deliver on your build. Intro to your network as well. So this is building that. How can I trust you? Okay, it's not the houses or the renovation is not going to get done just by you and your team. There's going to be subbies. There's going to be other people involved, and we want to pull the trust and credibility from their logos, from their experience, and use it with us. Okay, trust is transferable. So they may not have seen your logo or heard of you much before, but they will have seen, Laser Electrical or Laser Plumbing or whatever, or ITM or Placemakers or, your local merchant, right? So we want to use that network and show that there's more to it than just you and yourself. And then we get into the crux of stuff. So the top 2, meet the owner, is realistically sort of 2/3 of a page, epic images of your work. The magic story, okay, that's sort of 1/3 to half a page, epic images of your work. We've used one leaf here, okay, 2 pages. Meet the team and your network, probably 1 full page, okay, because there's lots of images on that. And then we're getting into the build process. And depending on how big or awesome you want to make this, it's anywhere from 1/3 to 2/3 of a page for each point, okay? Now, we want to use a build process because we can pull in our people, our product, and our process to educate our client on when we use our build process, and also gives us like 10 points. So what I mean by that is, for example, you might have a specific way of working with somebody, okay? Get in touch, then you go to site, then you put them in touch with an architect, then you you sign the then you go away and price the work, then you sign the contract, then you begin the works, then you quality check the works, and you hand over the job, then you drop them off a awesome gift, okay, and they move into their home. That's 9 points, and we can build out each one of those with a case study or using the framework of problem, agitate, solution, or story, lesson, offer. So what I mean by that is story, lesson, offer. You might be at the point where it's get the right contract, okay? So you're up to the build process for yourself might be at the contract part. So your point in your ebook is going to be, of the 9 things you need to know before doing a new build in Kaikoura, is make sure you have the right contract, okay? Story, lesson, offer, framework for this point. Story. Paul, we met Paul 3 years ago, and he'd just finished. He'd wanted to do a build and had found another builder. Lesson: that builder wasn't qualified, and they didn't use the correct contract. It meant that when the builder went bust, 3 weeks down the line, he lost all of his deposit and his money and couldn't get it back. And then lesson, make sure you have the right contract in place. You are using the correct stuff, so that here at our, insert your company name, we use this, we do this to ensure that you don't lose your money. There are 2 types of contracts we use, A and B, and the benefits of both of those are, we'll look to find the best one for you in your position. Okay, so the build process is unique to you. The build process is going to be sort of however many points you have in your process, and you're going to use problem, agitate, solution, or story, lesson, offer to bulk out those points. And I'd recommend going back and checking out the Copy That Converts webinar that we did sort of a month ago, that goes in depth on your copywriting and what to include at each stage. Now, the template that I'm going to make available to you today is also going to have all of this laid out for you. So you just need to backspace, fill in your stuff, delete the image, insert your image. Okay, I'll move on to this next part, which is the next steps in the call to action. So this is arguably one of the most important parts of the entire thing. What we've done here is we've explained who are you, who are your team, how can I trust you, okay, how can you help me specifically, right? Now what we want to do is call on the next steps and get them to take action, get them to start the sales process. So in terms of the ball being in their park, you want to have a really enticing offer. And this is when it shouldn't be just call Paul on 021. It should be get in touch with Paul and the team to start your dreams to reality consultation valued at $497. Or get in touch with Craig and the team to begin your to get your free building check or renovation suitability session, usually valued at $286. something like that. What's the reason for me to get in touch? What is it that's creating a reaction from me? Because you've got a hot lead from somewhere, they've decided, they've reached out, they've asked for this information, they've read it, hopefully, they've been educated, and now they're ready to take the next steps. To go a step further, if they're downloading it from your website, then what you should be asking for is an email address, a name, and a phone number. And you can follow them up with a phone call. The person in your office can follow them up with a phone call sort of the next day or 2 days later, going, hey, with a script, hey, I saw that you downloaded one of our resources recently. Just wondering how you're getting along with it and how you're placed with your project at the moment. And they'll say, piss off, in which case you put them on your monthly newsletter, or they'll say, yeah, it's going really good, thanks, I'm just looking for builders at the moment. And then you can start asking some questions and see if they qualify or meet your criteria. And if they do, then maybe ask them how you can help, and if they'd like to take advantage of the offer that you have at the end of that. And if not, then put them onto your monthly newsletter. Because just to go back a bunch of slides to this one here, okay, they might subscribe and get in touch with you at the conversion point, but if they don't convert, then they're dropping back down into engagement, which means they're dropping back down into your monthly newsletter, your email autoresponder, okay, they're liking you on Facebook and continue to see your stuff. And maybe that particular offer or that timing wasn't right, but maybe later in the piece on a different offer, okay, or when the timing is right, they will get in touch with you. So to recap on a few of these points, we want to make our offers short, actionable, goal-orientated, and easy to do, okay? This is all about the why. This is about the reaction and the reason to get in touch, okay? And I would choose a process to bulk out that you already have, okay? So, for example, it might be your sales process, and you can bulk that down into like 5 points potentially. And your sales process might include a phone call, okay? It might include a site visit. It might include an information pack. It might include, putting them in touch with the right experts, and then, getting them the right contract or pricing the job correctly. So we just bulk out each of those, all right, and the why you use each one. And it might be as easy as finding the right builder for you. What we do is we jump on the phone, work out if we're a good fit and whether we can work together, because, as for the biggest investment of your life, we want it to make sure that not only you're happy, but us as well are happy to work with you, and we can achieve the scope of works that you're looking to do, okay? And then I would use just one-page documents, save them as PDFs, upload them to your Facebook page, okay, and test the offers there before you really triple down and put those offers onto your site sign, your van signage, your website, your bottom of the sponsorship of the local sports club and stuff, because the only real test is the market test. I can't sit here and say that this one's going to work way better than that one, because that's one person's opinion, okay? However experienced that opinion might be, it's one person's opinion, and at the end of the day, the only opinion worth focusing on is that of the market, all right? So, for example, if you chuck it onto Facebook and you get 5 likes and 6 comments on this one, then it's pretty good engagement. If on the other one you get 0 and 0, then you probably won't use that, and you will use this one. Hopefully this is all making sense, team. Just post into the comments section whether or not it's making sense, you're following, if I should clarify anything a little bit more in depth, or whether we're good to move on to hiring help and finding the next team members.